Hey,
Hey!
that's a plug. You pulled the plug on me?
Peter, it was a very difficult decision.
How could you do that? I'm alive.
Hi, Quahog 97 listeners. This is Sarah. Today we'll talk about Lois Griffin from Family Guy. She seems nice, but she's not. She's done some terrible things that make us doubt her sanity. In this video, we'll list the 10 worst things Lois has done and why they're awful. You'll be shocked by what she can do. Let's begin. Number 1. Lois put Stewie in harm's way.
Hey, you guys, is that my laptop?
Yeah, sorry. We were looking something up. We were gonna get Stewie vaccinated, but now, after our research, we're definitely not.
Lois made a terrible mistake. She left Stewie unvaccinated. What was she thinking? Did she forget that he's a baby, not a supervillain? Well, maybe both. Anyway, things got worse when a bat invaded their house and Peter tried to get rid of it. He ended up hurting Stewie and taking him to the hospital.
What is it? Ow! You can beat me, but I am who I am!
There, the doctors offered to give Stewie his shots, but Lois refused. She read some scary stuff online about the side effects of vaccines and decided to ignore Brian's advice. She even convinced Peter to join her anti-vaxxer crusade. They organized a rally to protest against vaccines, but no one showed up.
We demand that these vaccines be tested by independent researchers, not by the companies who make them.
Excuse me, are you the lady selling the bullhorn?
What? No.
I'm over here!
Meanwhile, Stewie was terrified of getting sick and tried to protect himself from germs. But it was too late. Peter's stupidity had caused an outbreak of measles in Quahog. Stewie's daycare was infected and the whole town was quarantined. Number 2. Lois pulled the plug on Peter. Peter got addicted to Van Halen's 1984 album and he couldn't stop listening to it. Lois got annoyed and told him to return it to the library.
If you won't listen to me, listen to the pancake with slices of banana on it.
Oh my God. But you're always smiling.
Note the maple syrup tears.
Don't you think I see the maple syrup tears, Lois?
But on his way there, he ran into his arch nemesis, Giant Chicken Ernie, who challenged him to a drag race. Peter accepted, but he got distracted by a cute squirrel and crashed into a tree. He ended up in a coma, where he had some weird dreams and visions. While Peter was in limbo, his family and friends came to visit him.
Your father's in a coma, 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 coma.
He's gonna die.
This is awesome. Yeah, I saw this guy playing at an H&M and I got his number.
He had a heart attack, but the doctors managed to revive him. However, Dr. Hartman told Lois that Peter was brain dead and gave her the choice to pull out his breathing tube. Can you believe it? Lois actually did it. She killed her husband without a second thought. How cold is that?
Hey,
Hey!
that's a plug. You pulled the plug on me?
Peter, it was a very difficult decision.
How could you do that? I'm alive.
Number 3. Lois blackmailed and robbed a stranger. Lois booked an Airbnb in Nantucket, Massachusetts. She liked it so much that she wanted to book it again, but she found out that she was banned from the Airbnb app. Why? Because the owner of the house gave her a bad review, saying that she stole something. What did she steal? A fancy bottle of shampoo.
A bottle of shampoo? Oh, I smell like one of those farmer's market candles I never buy. Oh, that.
Forgot to grab one for Chris, you absolute ancient hag.
She tried to make things right by returning the shampoo in person, but the owner was not impressed. She refused to change her review, and even mocked Lois for being a petty criminal. Lois was furious and decided to get revenge.
You got your shampoo back, and you officially got me canceled.
This isn't being canceled.
I think it is.
It's not.
Shut up, James Saylor!
You don't scare me, lady. I was married to Carly Simon.
She found out that the owner liked to order food from DoorDash, so she became a driver and delivered her order. But instead of being nice, she blackmailed her into changing her Airbnb review by threatening to leave a negative review of her own.
So if you ever think of giving someone a bad review again, remember this. We know where you live.
Number 4. Lois faked being blind. Lois had a bad day. She hit a kid with her car, found out she needed LASIK surgery, and went blind after the operation. She was depressed and miserable until Meg convinced her to make a video about her feelings. The video went viral and Lois became a sensation. She started a brand called ICU, which was supposed to inspire people with disabilities.
You know, sometimes the darkness gets overwhelming. And that's when I turn to ICU essential oils. It calms you before sleep, or you can cook chicken in it.
But there was one problem. Lois was not really blind. She just had a temporary side effect from the surgery. One day she woke up and realized she could see again. But instead of being happy, she was scared. She didn't want to lose her fame and fortune, so she decided to pretend to be blind. She wore sunglasses, used a cane, and lied to everyone.
I can't believe you've been lying. Why?
Don't you get it? I have to be blind to keep the money rolling in. Nobody's gonna be inspired by a middle-aged, cisgendered, able-bodied white woman.
Or a man.
Number 5. Lois checked into a hotel with Quagmire. Lois had a dilemma. She wanted to go to her fancy high school reunion, but she knew that Peter would embarrass her. He was not exactly the classy type, you know.
I'm sure you and Peter will have a great time.
Nobody look. This is a private, gross matter.
Right.
So she came up with a plan. She ran into Quagmire at a coffee shop and saw him looking sharp in his pilot's uniform. She asked him to come with her and pretend to be her husband. Quagmire agreed, hoping to get lucky with Lois.
Okay, so I booked us a suite so that we can keep up the appearance of being married but still sleep in separate rooms.
Like John Krasinski and Emily Blunt?
Exactly.
They arrived at the hotel and found out that they had been booked in the honeymoon suite. They had no choice but to stay there. Quagmire was thrilled. He tried to impress her at the reunion, but when the night was over, Quagmire tried to kiss her goodnight.
Let him down easy. When he goes for the kiss, just tell him that Rosebud! That's the actress I was trying to remember earlier. Always good, but never a star. Okay, I'll text Bonnie about that later.
How do you think Lois reacted? And is this a bad thing Lois did? Number 6. Lois became a junkie. Lois was feeling bored and restless. She decided to try one of Brian's painkillers, thinking it would make her feel better. It did, but it also made her addicted. She wanted more and more pills, but Brian ran out of them. She tried to find some drugs at the high school, but she was out of luck. The kids were too smart to sell to her.
Give me pills! Aren't you kids doing drugs under here?
No, we're picking up trash and organizing a Black Lives Matter rally.
Ah, how could you be so selfish?
Hey, Daddy-O's.
They don't have drugs.
Later, alligators.
She was desperate and willing to do anything for a fix. She even tried to flush Stewie down the toilet to get a pill that fell in there. Luckily, Brian saved him and locked Lois in his crate.
Ah, damn you!
Come on, you just touched it!
What's all the yelling? Oh my God, Lois, what are you doing?
He told her there was another pill inside, but it was a lie. He just wanted to help her get clean. But Lois didn't care. She tried to buy more pills herself, even if it meant breaking the law. How crazy is that?
Alexa, play music that sounds like I'm on drugs.
Playing the last 45 quavery seconds of Crimson and Clover.
Number 7. Lois flirted with a hunky handyman. Stewie wanted to get fit, but he ended up making a hole in the wall. Lois said they needed to call a handyman to fix it, and they were all stunned when he showed up. He was a muscular and handsome man named Jamie.
So you just fill the hole with your cock?
Yes, it's very thick, and it stays hard forever.
They all liked him, but Lois and Meg liked him a lot. They started to make up excuses to keep him around, and they also started to fight for his attention. They tried to impress him with their looks, their skills, and their charms.
Meg, I'm warning you, if you don't back off, I will end you.
You wouldn't, Dick.
But they went too far. Their antics caused Jamie to fly into the power lines. He was electrocuted, but he survived. He said he was okay, but then he was hit by a truck and died.
Are you also a handyman?
No, I'm an inner thigh masseuse, specializing in moms in their 40s.
You must need a hug.
Number 8. Lois threw everyone out of the house. Lois got a crazy idea. She watched a talk show called The Flow, where she learned about a new book by Trisha Takanawa called Throw It Away. It was about getting rid of clutter and keeping only the things that make you happy. It was inspired by a trip to Mount Asia, which is not a real place, by the way.
Ah, perfection. And just the thing to wash down 6 Xanax from 4 different prescriptions. Tomorrow, this will seem like a new idea.
Lois decided to follow the book's advice and started to clean the house. She made the family do it too, but they were not happy. They liked their stuff, even if it was junk. But Lois didn't care.
Oh, my voodoo doll of Mom. Yeah, totally throw. It never worked anyway.
Ow! What the hell was that?
Oh, keep.
She was obsessed with throwing things away. She even threw Peter out of the house because he annoyed her at bedtime. But Lois didn't stop there. She threw out the rest of the family too, because they didn't bring her joy either. She was left alone in an empty house with nothing but her book. How sad is that?
But I did what the book said. I did it all. Why didn't it work? Why am I still not happy? What have I done?
Number 9. Lois kidnapped a coffee shop employee. She had a simple dream. She wanted to be the customer of the week at her local coffee shop. She loved their coffee, their muffins, and their friendly service, but she also loved their recognition. She wanted to see her picture on the wall with a nice caption and a smile, but she never got it.
Excuse me? Are you in line for the bathroom?
No.
Oh. Then move! Give me the key!
She tried everything, but nothing worked. She was frustrated and angry. She knew that one of the employees had a peanut allergy, so she planned to expose him to peanuts and then save him with an EpiPen. But things went wrong. Her car exploded in flames, and the employee was badly injured.
Oh, good. Oh, shaving cream.
Lois felt guilty and scared. She found out that they were going to check the security cameras and see what she did. She rushed to the coffee shop, but it was too late. They knew her secret. She panicked and took the employee hostage.
Now, there are 2 ways we can go from here. You can give me your absolute trust, or I can get you hooked on heroin. Heroin's not bad. Not having heroin, that's what's bad.
She said she would take care of his cat for him. She went to his apartment where he lived with 2 roommates. They were suspicious of Lois, so she tied them up too. How crazy is that? Number 10. Lois spoiled the family's Christmas. She wanted the family to help her with Christmas, but they were too lazy and selfish. They didn't care about the decorations, the gifts, or the spirit of the season. They only cared about themselves.
You all failed! Brian, you're supposed to be responsible. Bad dog. Bad. Damn it! And who got candy cane all over the couch?
Lois was fed up and decided to teach them a lesson. She told them she was going to Mexico to help some relatives, but she actually stayed at a motel nearby. She had a pair of binoculars and watched them from afar. She expected them to beg her to come back, but they didn't. They actually had a blast without her. They had fun, they bonded, and they celebrated Christmas in their own way.
Hello?
Yeah, Merry Christmas. Listen, Peter, can you turn down those lights? I'm in bed with a 3 and, extra light is not her friend.
Lois was jealous and angry. She wanted to ruin their happiness. She sneaked into the house and tried to steal all their Christmas stuff, like a female Grinch.
Why are you taking our Christmas tree?
Why are you in pigtails in a little girl's nightgown?
Okay. Maybe we both forget what we saw.
But she also ended up doing some chores and buying some groceries because she couldn't help herself. She was still a mom, after all. How pathetic is that? Loved this video? Want more laughs from Quahog97? Check out these other clips and subscribe and ring the bell to catch our latest videos. You'll love them.